Hello everyone, I'm Cymatics, and we're here for more of the Sherlock the Awakened. Yeah, you can probably guess what happened last episode, but now I'm playing Watson.
Blood in the water. Someone must have washed their hands here recently. What have we got ourselves into, Holmes?
Oh no, what have you gotten us into? If I remember correctly, you're the one that brought us this case. Gun? Yes, let's investigate the gun.
Perhaps I should take this. For all I hope it won't be needed.
Yeah, it's gonna be needed.
Did a child make these?
Heidi and what appears to be a octopus. Let me guess, is that also Cthulhu? Well, let's hope that nobody opposes me walking out of here free. Don't worry about it. Exactly what do I need to do? Right, I need to get to the kitchen.
Ah, Dr. Watson. Just the man I wanted to see.
Professor, I'm surprised you're not trying to catch that escapee.
Please, my time is far too valuable. I hope Nurse Kuntz has been taking good care of you.
He has certainly kept me out of trouble.
Yes.
Professor, it is time for your appointment with your next patient, Mr. Wolf.
Herr Wolf can wait until tomorrow. I wish to speak with Dr. Watson.
Interesting.
As you wish.
You still see patients yourself, even as the director of this entire facility?
Only the important ones.
Oh.
And yet I rarely get to pick the brain of a man like yourself. I think it is time we got to know each other. No?
I'm
And
afraid there's not much to know. I'm
Yeah.
just an average chap living a rather prosaic life these days.
I'd
Dr.
rather
Watson,
not
those of us who
talk
pursue
with you.
knowledge are anything but average. Now, who are you?
I wish to be a writer. I was a soldier, but now I am a doctor.
I'm a physician in search of a stimulating career. I have patients, yes, but admittedly, I'm more interested in the cutting edge of medical research. So when I read about the Black Edelweiss and your work on the healing of minds, I simply had to learn more.
I suppose my Edelweiss was always destined to attract other curious minds. But before we continue, I want you to understand one thing. A broken mind can never be truly healed.
Ah, I see. So, what exactly do you do here?
It is simple. If you cannot fix a person's nature, you must force them to forget it.
Surely there are other methods of treatment.
How naive.
Yeah.
You remind me of a man I once knew, Professor Becker. But we do not speak of him anymore.
A colleague?
The former director here. One day he realized that Edelweiss had outgrown him and had to leave.
Huh. And exactly what am I looking for?
Grow weary of me already, Doctor?
No. Lost in thought.
How rude of me. I was absorbing your wise words, Professor, and must have got distracted.
Was my conversation boring you?
No, not
Oh,
at all.
no.
I merely...
No, I understand full well. You're not seeking conversation.
What do you mean?
It is obvious. Your mind craves truth, but not in this form.
Oh.
You must witness a practical demonstration if you are to learn.
I'm certainly intrigued. Would that be possible?
Of course. I propose a journey between the jury of the human brain. You will not leave without being truly enlightened. Kuntz, take Dr. Watson back to the courtyard. Then tell the nurses to prepare the operation room and the girl with the doll.
Yes, Professor.
This sounds like
Our
a threat.
preparations will take a little time. I will come for you soon, Doctor.
I see. This is a threat.
I hope everything is to your liking, Dr. Watson.
Yes, everything is to my liking except for your demeanor. And exactly where is the kitchen? If I could find the kitchen, we would all be fine. And what is this?
Photograph seems recent.
Recent enough, at least.
A commemorative photo album. Been a while since I've been in one of these.
October 1879. As more serious treatment is necessary, my special patient Wolf will be transferred to patient room 2 on the ground floor. All other patients must be removed from my schedule and reassigned to other specialists at this institution. This patient's mental state requires constant monitoring and immediate intervention to avoid undesirable consequences. December 1879. The necessary surgical procedures were successful. Performed. Physical recovery is still in progress. Memory loss is increasing, but still not complete. A new obsession with writing has developed, probably as a side effect. January 1880. The patient's writing now mentions old names, clear sign of partial memory recovery. Unacceptable result. A second surgery is required, targeting both the frontal and temporal lobes. Oh dear. February 1880. Surgery went well. The patient's memory does not persist for longer than a couple of minutes, although an obsession with writing lingers. Danger eliminated. Daily monitoring prescribed. A visitor from space, glowing meteor, lands in Arkham. Well, I know we're not talking about DC, so I believe that means that we are in Arkham as in the H.P. Lovecraft thing. Kucha. This is the kitchen. Hummed a song.
Looks dusty but functional.
Yes.
Oh, we never use that. I think it connects somewhere downstairs.
Yes, it does. Yes, how to lure Gygax out of her office. I need her out of there so I can get information. Investigating the Edelweiss, a working dumbwaiter. Patient, hates the guards, Black Edelweiss secrets, very important patient. I imagine that the patient might be of good use. Old photograph. I see. Patient room number 2. Hello, sir.
You are Mr. Wolf, am I right?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
My name is Dr. John Watson. I wanted to talk with you, if you didn't mind.
Ah, doctor. I don't suppose you could help. I seem to have forgotten where I am.
We're in the Black Edelweiss, Mr. Wolf. It's an asylum in Switzerland, and you are one of its most important patients.
But why am I here?
That's what I was about to ask you.
I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember anything.
It's all right. You don't need to push. Try to relax. Let the thoughts come and go. Now, what comes to mind? Mr. Wolf?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
Oh.
We just went over this.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
no.
but I don't think we've met.
We were just discussing this facility, the Black Edelweiss Asylum, and why you are here.
That name does sound familiar.
Holmes, the things I do for you.
Excuse me, who are you? And who's this Holmes fellow?
I am Dr. Watson, and
Yes.
Holmes is, well, you could call him my imaginary friend. That's just a little joke, don't mind me.
But why am I here, doctor? Am I sick?
I'm
I
sure
don't
I can
know.
take a look.
Yes, I will observe you. Well, it seems you might have forgotten more than you want. One side is paralyzed, likely due to the surgery. 2 deep scars, precise surgical incisions, also likely due to the surgery. Faded with age, severe chemical burns. Let me guess, due to the surgery. And skin pigmentation, possible abuse of medicine. Oh, great. Ill and treatment is not working. Ill due to treatment itself. Well, I believe that he is ill because of the treatment. Yes. I believe this to be most
Dear
true.
Lord, what did Gygax do to you?
Excuse me, who are you?
Oh, never mind.
Yes, I apologize. You are in deep doo-doo. Oh, beautiful alpine flower, whose heart I do miss so. While I don't see how could I let you go. The storm cuts through my senses, makes all my thoughts so blind. With no captain, I miss reason. What did they truly find? Cold and dark with grimy walls, roughly held like animals. Trapped yet free, why do I fall? Something squirms on the tip of the tongue, but what can it be? What did I forget? So you know that you have been forgetting things quite frequently. That is not good. Gygax's patient report, old photograph. Maybe the old photograph. Is he in this photograph? Very important. Patient. Well, 2 of these are correct. Black Edelweiss secrets. No, it's probably the character portrait of Patient Wolf. Wolf is a former director. Whoa, hey! Wolf is actually Professor Becker, the previous director of the Black Edelweiss. He now suffers from severe memory issues, but still retains the ability to write. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Very important patient. If Becker can still write, perhaps he can get Gygax's attention with a letter. Fascinating. So, I shall ask Professor Becker to write. Second room, talk with Professor Becker, otherwise known as Dr.
Hello
Wolf.
again. You won't remember me, but we've met before. I am Dr. John Watson, and you are Professor Becker. You were the previous director of this facility, the Black Edelweiss.
Professor, really? Actually, that name does sound familiar. Wait. Let me write it down. I try to recall memories through writing, but they always feel just out of reach.
As a matter of fact, I have more for you to jot down.
Oh, yes. Yes, please, anything.
Professor Gygax did this to you. She made you forget everything, even who you are. But we will play a trick on her. We will write a letter so that she learns her lesson. Put down what I dictate. Dear Professor Gygax, I bitterly regret that I let my beautiful alpine flower fall under your influence. I see now that you never deserved to sit as the director of the Black Edelweiss. You are not, as you so claimed, the future of the Edelweiss, and you never were. And by the time you make it to my cell, the police will already know the truth of how you came to be director of this asylum. Signed, Professor Becker.
There. It's done. Now, hold on a minute. Who are you?
My name is John Watson. I'm a doctor from London, a veteran of Afghanistan, and I wish to be a writer, though deep down I fear I lack the talent. And presently I'm risking my life to help my brilliant detective flatmate in the pursuit of a cult of kidnappers, even as I fear it may destroy him. I'm tired and hungry, and I have not had a good bath in weeks, and yet despite it all, I feel alive. Any more questions?
Good heavens, sir. You're as mad as they come.
Yes, I am. And you, unfortunately, will forget.
One of the patients asked me to deliver this note. It's for Professor Gygax.
Thank you, Doctor. Leave it with me.
Ah, yes. And you will be shocked. I apologize.
Unbelievable. Kunz, with me.
Yes. I am going to do some sleuthing. Hello, Dr. Gygax. Your office does seem rather bare, honestly. And, let me guess, the knife. A ritualistic dagger of...
Close, but I don't think this is the key. This is too small to be what Holmes asked for.
Yes. And what else? Oh! Yes, some letters. Dear Professor, we recently took possession of a collection of rare gems on behalf of our mutual acquaintance. The gems have now been sold to Louisiana jewelers, who made several offers far exceeding our expert estimate of the stone's value. The final sale price agreed upon for the 11 gems was 12,550 Swiss francs. Our client has instructed that you'll receive 2/3 of this sum transferred to your solicitor as per usual. As always, our discretion is assured, and we look forward to continued business with you and your illustrious patron. Yours sincerely, Jeffrey Scott, representative of the E.W. Gray Banking House, New Orleans, USA, January 9th of 1882. I see. This book might be useful. December 1879. It has been 3 months since I took over the Edelweiss from Becker. Not all my colleagues approved of the rule changes, so I am now the only professor here. No matter the hiring of several strong nurses will solve the professional shortage. At last, my work can flourish without the impairment of his lesser mind. March 1880. The first payment has arrived from R. Our deal does pose risks, but the possibilities are endless if he is true to his word. May 1880. The first shipment of chosen ones has arrived. R has sent a vast selection of broken minds. The work ahead will be difficult, but undoubtedly useful for my own research as well. 2 birds with 1 stone. Exactly how far can I move? Aha! Mayhaps this. Is this a key?
An Edelweiss relief about 2 inches in diameter. This must be what Holmes was after.
Yes, and I must hasten my pace in order to not be caught. Is there anything else of use in here? Yes, there is. A chalice.
Nothing special about this.
I sincerely doubt that there's nothing special about that. In fact, I believe that that might be one of the most important things in this room, barring the key. And let's go to the Küche and send down the key. Yes. Dr. Mr. Holmes, I do hope that you find this piece useful. Quicken your pace. Now, if only I could get Watson with me down here. Perhaps that would be a bad idea. And where does this door go to? I'm not exactly sure. But we can take a look-see.
It's sealed tight. I can't exit the same way.
Oh, that is quite unfortunate. And who is in here? Nobody, but there is key evidence that I might be...
A wax cylinder. There is something recorded on it.
Yes. I might need this. And let's see. Is this a tooth? Broken tooth. Light-colored...
The tooth of an adult male, likely lost in a beating.
enamel.
Only a couple of days old.
I see. I can crouch down to find this. Steel
The
chain.
inside of the cuff is worn. It's been used often.
Well, that is certainly not pleasant. Especially for the other guy. And is anything of use? Mayhaps this blackboard?
Writing is mostly gone. Phonetic symbols, perhaps.
Yes. Symbols. Black Edelweiss secrets. More Black Edelweiss secrets. Well, let's... Great. So, I believe that they have been cursed.
Oh, the spell.
Great, and what's down here? I do hope that they can't get out.
Judging by the remnants of blood and flesh, these instruments were used for dismemberment.
I see.
Dear God, is that body parts?
I believe so.
Utterly inhuman.
I sure hope that nothing bad comes of this to Sherlock, however. And I also, even more, hope that nothing happens to my dear friend Watson. If something were to happen to Watson, then I don't know what Holmes would do. Is that a face? I would like to see this face. Nothing of note, however, this book could be of use. The bank has the gems. My master has ordered me to send the first shipment of chosen funds. They will arrive within 2 weeks. Do not fail us. I see. Professor, trust my guide, the light of the abyss, for he shall enlighten our chosen ones. Make sure he is present, and that our chosen utter nothing but the sacred words. And lo, the trance will begin, and we will be an inch closer to the universe beyond. Your work is essential, as many of our flock do not speak our language, and time is of the essence. It would be best to work in groups, performing at least one seance per day for a week. Of course, the most skeptical members will have to be tamed by your hands. In the meantime, my work continues on a physical method to maintain the trance state through the emitted light waves of Khalid lenses. Finally, my men in New Orleans will contact you regarding the new shipment of Chosen. Make room for them as you've done before. I see. I'm going to need that. And is this a key? I believe it is. Shiny key. Oh, well, we all know how I get about shinies. Great. The new method at least started to show progress. The success rate is 4 out of 10, and the failures are not responding to any external stimuli. Nevertheless, the phonetics system can be declared an undeniable success regardless of their native language or place of origin. Individuals learn to speak the chant without flaw. They learn it quickly and fluently despite lacking all mental autonomy. Regrettably, one of the chosen continues to resist. Isolation and deprivation resulted in a strengthening of their disobedience. Negotiation only ignited anger. And even after the direct removal of the frontal and temporal lobes, it seems all that was left was an innate desire to resist. This chosen one cannot be allowed to pollute the minds of the others. The conclusion is inescapable. They cannot continue to live. I will see to it that they are sent to the well.
Looks as if it's been recently used.
Well, I believe that they were sent to the well. And what do we have here?
Dynamo machine. Provides electrical stimulation for the person in the chair.
And how about the chair?
Full grain leather straps. Impossible to escape.
Oh, that's perfect. Just the kind of thing that you would want to put on something
A very professional brain dissection.
Great. To allow them to be, perhaps, tortured. Let's head in this direction. Great. That's not good.
Get out of my head! Your mind festers devoid of soul. Find reverence for the one that trembled.
Great Lord.
Cleft your mind. Surrender your soul and become a servant of madness.
Please. No more. Stop it. Watson. John. Somebody.
Wretched
I apologize. No one's here.
Do not fear what is to come. Let him rupture our world anew. Awaken! and let the world behold.
Wait. But I don't want to.
The light of the abyss is the light from the abyss. Ugh. Get out of my head.
Yes, could you perhaps stay out of my head for now on? I wish to continue my own thoughts without the meddling of Cthulhu. Perhaps, and maybe I could be wrong, but I believe that Dr. Becker maybe saw Mr. Cthulhu, and they needed to remedy that situation. Interesting.
A hydraulic elevator? How ingenious.
Yes, and am I supposed to get on it? Well, I don't care exactly, so I'm going to get onto it.
Watson,
Holmes,
what are you still doing here?
still? I was trying to find more information. Did you think I was just going to sit in my room twiddling my thumbs?
I only
Yes.
asked you to find the key. I had everything else under control.
Says the man who looks like he saw a ghost.
I'm fine, Watson.
You're hardly fine. You reek of congealed blood and chemicals. What did you see down there?
Never mind me. Where's Gygax?
I'm afraid she's over there. I found her like that when I entered. on my way.
Oh!
What? She was our biggest lead.
Yet another wrinkle in our investigation. What do we do now, Holmes?
Hush. Let me think.
Well, that's a slight complication. I didn't think that Professor Gygax would die so quickly. Well, apologies, Gygax.
The pencil is buried deep all the way to the brain. Instant death.
Yes.
No traces of blood on her clothes. Must have got on her white overcoat.
Yes. And this?
The patients here wear the same robes.
I see. It would stand to reason that Professor Gygax will come back soon, however. Heidi.
Heidi, how did it end up here?
We'd better inform the local police about this.
You're right, Watson. But first, we need to determine where our case goes next.
Yes, and I'm going to save before Heidi kills me. Oh dear. Well, I believe I can make a connection. I need 3 of these. Gygax's patient reports, telegram from New Orleans. I see. And what am I trying to find out? Where does the evidence lead? I'm not exactly certain. Old photograph, recent photograph, handwritten letter, Gygax's diary, that's likely one of them. Heidi's testimony about Hell's Door patient's poetry. Professor Gygax's testimony, notebook. Medical evaluations, telegram from New Orleans. Only the telegram was correct. Letter from New Orleans and a handwritten letter. There we go. Lead in New Orleans. Several pieces of evidence now point to New Orleans. It appears that the kidnappers have enlisted the services of the banking house of E.W. Gray to sell gems. Fascinating. Watson?
We've got what we needed, Watson. This conspiracy reaches further than we thought. I don't suppose you've ever been to New Orleans?
You are joking.
I seldom do. Let's go. There's no time to waste.
Yes. Quite the conundrum for us. A method to his madness.
There's nothing in this world that cannot be explained with logic and reason. Nothing in this world.
Holmes?
Hmm?
You seem troubled.
I'm not troubled, Watson. I am preoccupied.
That place was awful. Inhumane. It would be natural to experience some feelings of shock or fear.
Men reduced to gibbering imbeciles, numb beyond recognition, powerless to help themselves. When a doctor does go wrong, they are the first of criminals. They have the nerve and they have the knowledge.
That woman did not deserve the title. Such casual cruelty for such selfish aims.
I knew another man like that once. He treated my mother, perhaps even killed her, depending on who you ask.
Oh.
My sincere condolences.
In the end, she was just a shadow of herself. The outline of the person I recognized, but lacking all else. She was pushed until she cracked. Should you see me cracking, John, I must ask you to intervene.
Nothing compels us to pursue this matter further, Sherlock. We can return to London, report what we have discovered. Let more capable hands take over.
Alas, there are no such hands. Were we to abandon our quest now, I fear no other would succeed in our stead.
We know nothing of what awaits, what dangers lurk in the darkness.
Nonsense. We draw nearer to New Orleans with every passing minute, and thus closer to the answers we seek. Those answers, for all their perversity and improbability, will, nevertheless, be the work of men. And that is a work I have studied well.
So be it.
And unfortunately, that is where you are mistaken.
I know you to be a diligent author, but if I may make one request. Kindly omit my mother and her suffering from your tale.
Of course.
Thank you, John.
Yes. And I presume this is New Orleans. Chapter 4. The Outsiders.
Ah, Holmes. After our trip to nippy Switzerland, I can certainly use some of this New World heat.
Do not get carried away, Watson. What we could certainly use are answers to my questions.
I know.
Yes.
But you look exhausted. Why didn't we find the hotel first?
We shall rest when our investigation is over, and not a moment sooner. I shall ask you to handle our bags while I search for the bank.
As you wish. Oi! Stop it, you! Our luggage!
Great.
Good Lord, what have you done? That's my stuff.
I'm sorry, mister. It was an accident.
Yes, of course it was an accident, and since we have come to the end of a chapter, I have no choice but to stop the episode right here. So if you are enjoying this, please like and subscribe. If you are willing to watch more, keep tuning in. I hope you're enjoying, as I've said already, and I guess I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.